Hey guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another account review. We are on Squishy's account. This is a stacked account who thinks that he's not utilizing his LD5s well in PvP content. Primarily RTA, and also Siege. We can already see a couple here that are really nice, right? I think that's Phalantis right there. That's the Light Sator Gojo, which I really want. I think he's a fun unit. He's a very nice unit in RTA. There's John Hong. I believe that's Oberon, Jaeger, Illudia, Zeratu, Maximilian. Ooh, I forgot that girl's name, but that girl's annoying. There's Fermion, there's Artemil, Sun Zong Lao. He has a lot of LD5s, many that are used in RTA, depending again on playstyle. So I do kind of understand why he's frustrated. Let's check out his record, let's check out his runes, and let's see if he is more fit for a first turn playstyle, which he could definitely do. I mean, Maximilian Yon Hong, that seems like something that you could definitely run. Or more like a second turn team, maybe with like Fermion, Jaeger. I think Zeratu really fits in any playstyle, so I guess that's a top tier LD5 that you currently have. I don't know. I think they could definitely run a lot of things. I think it'll depend on your preference really as a player. Like, do you like to go first and obliterate, or you like to go second? And I think second turn definitely relies on a lot more pick and ban sometimes, because just by the fact that you're going second, I think you're on the receiving end, right? The opponent moves first, you're taking every hit that the opponent is giving you, and then you're retaliating. So in many cases, you are on the lower hand, while as first turn players have a slight edge in many cases. Reason why it's very hard to find like a sole second turn player in G3 or top G3, and most of them are striving for first turn. Meta's kind of weird now though. I think a lot of people are not going for 2 speed leads and then, you know, contesting first turn. I think a lot of pivot is in play, so maybe that fits you really well. With a lot of these LD5s do fit in both playstyles. What am I here to say when I rarely have experience with most of these LD5s? I really think I only have experience with Illudia in Arena, really S tier unit. I'm doing really well with that. I did play with Light Gojo, and was that Gojo? Or is that the other one? Yeah, it's a Light Gojo. It was really fun. I have watched a GT player play with the Light Sator Gojo, and it's wonders. It does a lot of things, and you could go various builds on him. So, you know, I think the fact that if a unit could go on multiple builds and, you know, supplement the playstyle in each way is a very big plus for a unit. Let's go check out his swap. Let's see the rune quality, and then we'll go into his siege and also RTA. Record wise, G1 Arena, P1 RTA, not a bad record, right? But from the box, I could understand why you would want higher. He's currently the G2 siege. He's an Asia server, I believe. All the dungeon teams, no question. Solo R5, great, 22 seconds, that's pretty fast. And he's doing the fire one for sure. Yeah, so he's doing really well there. Let's go straight into swap. Efficiency, 6-star, level 12 to 15, 120. He has 3 runes over 120, 2 being Nemesis, 1 being Violent. The Nemesis, understandable because they are ancient runes. Easier to get more efficient stats there. And then Violent rune though, that is a stacked rune right there. 27 speed, 13 HP. You have 17 defense and also 24 attack. Obviously with better Grand and Gems, this could be close to 125, I'm assuming. But only 3 though. Well, I guess only 3 is an understatement because there are a lot of people that don't have any. Let's see, 110 to 120. 113. This is a good account, isn't it? This is a good account. Let's see how fast they are. I mean, if it's efficient, you know that it should be pretty fast too. 34, 32, 29, 28. Wow. Great rune. Swift Violent will destroy all usable in PvP content. Love to see it. Let's finally look at 100 to 110. I'm expecting a big number here. 600 runes. So 600 plus 100, 700-ish. Runes out of 2,000 runes are over 100%. Efficiency, yeah, I think this is great. You know, like 30-40% of his runes are usable technically, right? We look at speed. Let's look at despair. Speed 29, 29. This could also be a 29. Ends at 26. The second page ends at 25. Grinds and gem issues still here. The third page ends at 24. Fourth page ends at 22. So really the third page is where we want to stop, where it ends at 24. Because really having 5 24 runes plus a 42 slot 2, that's a decently fast set that is usable in RTA in a certain level, especially in Punisher. Let's look at Vio. Oh, actually Swift first. Guess it tells us how much he farms giants. Speed 34, 33. Damn it, man. 2 extremely nice quads. I see that the gems are accuracy. Maybe strive for that 11 because 2%. Who knows? Maybe you could find more builds in swap. Because of that, 28 ends at 26. Second page ends at 24. Third page ends at 23. Okay, a little weaker than despair. But you have 2 very nice quads there. Look at violent. 32, 30, 27 ends at 26. Second page ends at 25. Third page ends at 24. Fourth page ends at 24. This could also be a 27 at the very least. Nice. Love to see another 23. Okay. He has very good rune quality. Maybe a little more min-maxing with legend grinds and gems, and I think you'll see a decent improvement just with that. Will, fastest, 33. He had a lot of nice quads right here. Ends at 26. Second page ends at 26. Third page ends at 24. Fourth page ends at 23. So from the rune quality, I don't think you really have to work on more right now in runes, getting faster runes, because to be fair, it's going to take a very long time. It's not going to be a short task. Unless you're spending on reapps, I think that's the easiest way and the fastest way to probably get an improvement, right? But other than that, I think you're really going for luck, right? On the other hand, I think with the update with R5 and such, with the horns, with the claws, I do think R5 will give you a decent improvement, getting min-maxing those hero grinds and gems. And with how gems are used now, right, it's much better. It retains the grind. So for people that have grinded plus 10s on like a purple max, this update saved you. It's a saving grace to all of you, because now if you just have to gem in a legend gem on top of that, and you'll retain that legend grind. Before, it got rid of it, and that's why it was so bad to use your legend grinds and gems on a blue or sometimes even a purple gem. But now it doesn't even matter, because if you get an upgrade in that gem, your grind will be retained. I think that is one huge improvement that Comtos made with the game. I'm really happy about that. I know a lot of people are not happy with the Blaze, you know, with the separate dungeons. They still think that the jobs are horrendous, yada 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 yada. I don't know. I'm still very happy that every 30 runs I get a good number. I don't know what your definition of good number is, but 2, 3, maybe sometimes 4 violent grinds. I'm happy with that, because last time, you know, with 30 runs, there's a lot of runs where I barely got 1, and even that, if it's a flat, then I'm like screwed. Anyhow, that's my rant. I don't want to be too harsh on them there. I'd rather have them bring in more improvements somewhere else now, like more 2As and such. Don't you guys agree? So knowing that his rune quality is good, I think the only problem for him in Siege is probably comps. Now, he is in a decent Siege. He's in G1 right now, but I do think it ended G2. Or it's G2 now. Oh, it ended G3. That was the best record. So it was once a G3's guild, fallen to G2, and is staying there. Now, the recommendation that I have to give is probably follow your guild first. That's the biggest one. If your guild is running a lot of these, I think that's great, because there's nothing better than stacking a tower. There's no point of you shining, you know, solo, because in most cases there are offices that could deal with at least 1 or even 2 of shiny defenses, right? Most of these defenses only work because they're stacked and people run out of counters unless they don't know the counter. Let's see what your guild is running. I'm not gonna look at the runes. I hope that's fat. Ooh, I hope that's fine. So I see. Ooh, they're running interesting stuff. Wow, it doesn't seem like you guys are very coordinated, doesn't it? Maybe that's the biggest issue, that your guild is currently not coordinated enough. I am seeing a lot of different siege defenses here. And you could tell that they're not doing too well. And it's probably because you're not coordinated. Like, your towers are probably not stacked with the same defense. I was wrong. Okay, never mind. So there are? Or, okay, so there's one here. An outlier here. Okay, this is not an outlier. Oh, I've heard about this defense. I think someone in Global said that they're running this and it's doing decently well. But it's G1, squishy. Okay, this one's good. I like it. So I'll definitely be running that. Just give it better runes. You're only running 3. I don't know why you're not doing 2. Like, this one's okay too. So really, before coming to me asking for a siege comp, first of all, I'm pretty washed because I don't play G3 sieges anymore. I think the first thing is to ask your guild if they should go for a different team in each tower. And you should really call out those outliers and say, hey, can you make your defense in this way? And in that, if by doing so, I think your defenses overall, your entire guild will do a lot better. How are these builds? I'm sorry, I'm gonna expose them. Okay, not decent stats, little squishy maybe, but it's 100 res. Are you liking the artifacts? Okay, Pyeongchul, this is a decent Pyeongchul. Violent Destroy. Fast, tanky, 100 res, crit damage build. That's really good. 0-2 crit rate, I mean very common. Oh, yours is doing well. Yours is doing well. Yeah, okay, so I was gonna say, like, the builds look really good. Okay, so this, Conrad on Swift. So there is a very common counter to this offense, reason why I don't really like it. And they're very easy to build, to be fair. I think that Copper variance is very easy to beat this. So if anything, I wouldn't even try Conrad on Swift, because most cases Amaseti is on the fastest Swift set. I might be wrong though. Robo, okay. You know what? I've noticed that if you make the Robo Copper proof, it gets a little weird. That Grego is kind of squishy though. I mean, I know the passive, he gets harder to kill, but still. 100 res Conrad, I think this doesn't help. I think, again, especially against that one counter, res doesn't even help at all. Because Copper smashes this guy first and he's gone. I think I'll just make a very tanky Copper. I know it's very hard to make him a Copper trap. So you have to think about it. Just try to make everything really tanky of some sort maybe. Because a 301 Conrad isn't going to do much. And 100 res, again, it's not going to do anything when it dies first. Through ignore defense. This last one, this is a very good defense. Llama Ella, very popular in siege defense these days. I do wish it was a little tankier. Do you have to focus this much accuracy is the question. I don't think her issue comes in from skill 3. I just think that skill 2 is doing all the work. So I would focus more on tankiness. Kumar, okay. A lot of accuracy again. Tyrannus, 100 res. Huh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you need that 100 res. Because the Kumar there, you know, with the skill 2, being able to cleanse, I think that's all what you really need. For LD5s in defense, let's see. What could be good? What's popular, guys? Offensive-wise, Eludius. Oh, yeah. Plantis, so shoot. Everything's good in offense, though. Not in defense too much. I have seen Fermions, but... yeah, I don't know. I mean, try to build the G3 defenses that has been popping off. Fire Mermaid, Wind Zenitsu, and the Irene. I think that's very popular right now. Worth a shot. It looks like you also don't have Fiona, so Nat 4 towers are kind of limited. You could use Seren for sure. I would try Carcano, Chilling Seren. I think that's still very annoying. The Fiona variance has a counter to it, reason why a lot of people don't run it anymore. But yeah, those are the changes I'll make. Coordinate with your guild, figure out who the outliers are. And I mean, one unit being different is fine, but I'm talking about things that are really different. For example, let's see here. Yeah, this too, I'm not too happy about this. They are technically like different defenses, but I mean, yeah, somewhat kind of similar. You could tell that they're all different. So this is the reason why you're seeing bad results with certain defenses. Talk with your guild. Yeah, Fire Mermaid is what's meta these days, but I do think with Irene, if you have her, and also Bayek or Winsnitsu is the one people are going for, so maybe try to convince your guild to do that. I'll try to follow the meta, and to do that is to watch G3 players, what they run, and try to imitate it. That's the thing. G3 players are what, or G3 Siege players are what most likely dictate the meta, to be fair, because they're the people that research things, you know, try things out the most. So no question that they know what is the strongest in the current meta. RTA. So you're in the same rank I am in. Oh, but past record you didn't do too well. Decent win rate right now, 56%. It looks like you are going back from C2 and C1, even though playing for 300 plus games. Interesting. Box wise, not as big as I thought, knowing you have a lot of LD5s. Oh, so you do have Winston too. Perfect. You're trying to use Warner, the light Gojo, on Despair, I'm guessing. No, on Violent, okay. On a crit rate build. So you're using it like a Jurgen, the water Gojo. But you're using Maximilian of Zeratu. Zeratu definitely something I would have recommended. Artemel, Shonzang Lao, I don't know. Maximilian either, because I really think it only fits one real playstyle, which is the cleave. And from your box, it doesn't look like you're playing that. We saw your Swift Rune quality. I mean, they're decent. Obviously, there's a whole lot of people that are better. Not me though, but there are a lot of people that are better. So maybe I understand why you're not trying a cleave. But you only have 27 units runed up. I don't know why you don't have things like maybe Chongnam runed up, because it does fit the box pretty well. Lucia to counter a certain playstyle. Yeah, I don't know why you're not using these. Douglas, maybe even Masha. Sekhmet, you really want to be using Sekhmet in your draft, because that's a real threat to a lot of first turn players or people that are trying to move first. Sometimes it must be a must ban unless you draft poorly. And even so, if it's draft poorly, Sekhmet does a lot of things. First turn reset is huge, you know, disrupting the opponent. I also don't know why you're using the Fire Monkey. I think Fire Monkey is still one of the strongest Fire Bruisers damage dealers. Like Rika. I do think you're lacking a lot of counterish builds. Yeah, the Nomura, very good counterish build as well. Wind Angel. I mean, seeing your comp that you're trying to play, I think all the units that I spoke up about fit really well. I'm so stupid, I see Jurgen right there. So Despair, Jurgen, and Violent Warner. I like the Swift Warner with the Violent Satoru Gojo. But again, people have preferences. A Violent Ramayo, again, I like Swift. And then the only other Swift unit that I'll keep is probably a Sekhmet. You do have Sonya here that seems very mediocre for your rank. Yeah, that's extremely mediocre. The builds don't look as good as I've seen in Swap. Yeah, this Fire Angel on a damage kind of build, I guess. But you have high attack, probably for the additional damage, coming in with attack buff. Seratu. Oh, wow, you're going to Swift Irene. Okay. It works, but I would like a Oliver in this team, which you're not using. Okay. The thing about Irene being on Swift is that she cycles a lot less, right? So you would need more control on your side so that you could generate the time that is needed for Irene to get her skills back up. I think that's what makes it really oppressive. Either take more turns or either take more turns or steal the opponent's turn. So one will be Vertihel so that you could boost up more attack bar, take more turns. The other will be Oliver so that you could steal the opponent's turn or the opponent's attack bar. Goes with Werner, Water Gojo as well. It will absorb attack bar, stun, etc, etc, which allows you to cycle more things like Irene that's on Swift. The fact that you're on Swift, you go first, great. You seem oppressive, but if your plan does not work out first turn, it's very weak. Irene seems very weak on Swift is because of the existence of segment. Right? It doesn't matter how fast you make Irene. This is a very good Swift set, but really a segment on a much mediocre set could outspeed this Irene. Reset the Irene that's on Swift. Irene is completely useless in the game. So maybe rethink that and think about how you're dealing with people that are bringing out segment, or think about the games where Irene failed to do her skill 3, which happens a lot. It's like the same thing as a segment skill 3, really. If it misses it, well, at least if she misses it, she can use it again next turn. Irene, she misses it, done. Wait, what, 5 turns, 4 turns? It's horrendous. So maybe rethink about the build. I do like Violent more. Maybe this Swift Rune could go on things like Sonya or segments so that you can contest speed with some mediocre Swift sets compared to others. I think that's how you should take it. The box wise, I think it's fine. Maybe you could add more units like I've stated. Firehacker, it works really well too. Fits the team with Werner, with Jurgen. Double strip, more control. You know, I think Jurgen, just by the passive, not being able to be pushed back, so is strong against things like Oliver, makes him a very nice pick. Overall, I do like your box. LD5 wise, I think you're using the correct ones. Questionable about the Shanzang Lao. Is it on Swift? Is it a trap? No, it's on Violent. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think there are reasons why Shanzang Lao isn't being used too much. I'd rather use maybe things like Oberon, Yon Hong. I don't know. I can't believe that you don't have Yon Hong out here when you have Maximilian. I'm really curious how you're using this unit. Interesting. Extremely interesting. Yeah, I never would have guessed that. You also do have Fiona, so maybe try to make a Fiona defense. Though it works really well in G1 and G2. And in the Nomura, this girl Hilda is an extremely annoying unit. She's fun to use too. Immunity, AoE, stuns that could self cooldown if she doesn't get hit. Great unit overall. But yeah, I think you are using a lot of LD5s that could be better than the one you have picked out, especially the Shanzang Lao. So test it out, especially if you want to play this playstyle. I don't think Maximilian fits too well, so you could take out Maximilian out too and rather add in Oberon or Yon Hong and so on and so forth, because I think especially Yon Hong is a much more versatile pick that fits in many playstyles. You could also argue that for Oberon depending on how you build him, but that is all what I want to say. I think with your rune quality, you should be able to go higher. P2, P3 should be possible. Again, just work. I mean, even higher could be possible. Just work on your grinds and gems. I do think you could start min-maxing those, especially with the updated dungeon. Hoping that you're happy with it somewhat so that it gives you the urge to farm it. Get those grinds, get those gems, upgrade your runes, and I think you will see a lot more success. But that was it, guys, for this account review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys are interested in account reviews like this, please join my Patreon. Guardian and up Patrons can request account reviews. I do 1 or 2 per week because there are just so many. I really don't want to put up more than 2 max review videos because somewhat redundant, so it's getting more stale and stale. I know it helps the viewer itself, but a lot of people sometimes cannot relate because the boxes are different, especially the runes, right? All the runes are different too. If you guys are interested in account improvements, for an account like this, I probably will not accept an RTA improvement because I truly believe there's only so much I could do to make it better, and even at that point, you might want to argue, is it even better? I never played with these LD5s. I never did the aggressive playstyle you did in this level. I might not make the best team. So don't think that I could always improve everything. I let the account owner know in most cases. And if they still insist, I still try to take it on, play with it, and try to do what I would do on the account. If you're interested in any other type of improvement, please check out the description below. There should be a link to the Google Forms. Anyhow, that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.